Hey everybody, today Susan and I, we are prepping the tomato garden, and this is it. It's laid out. I've done this years and years ago. I haven't done this for a while, but we're putting down the landscape fabric. Last year we had, what, 150 tomato plants in here? And they did great, and they were prolific, but come August, the fungus came up out of the soil, and they just burned up, and they just died.
There was a fungus among us.
There was a fungus among us. So this year...
It was humongous.
You're a comedian.
I can keep going.
Landscape fabric, we're pinning it down right over. So this was tillage. We turned this over early this spring. The soil has time to kind of recover and compact. It's got green growing on it. The landscape fabric will burn that off, all those tender little tips under black fabric and blazing sun. It's going to burn it off. And that's going to protect our plants from getting fungus splashed up on them from the dirt. Septoria and blight come out of the earth. It's there. You can't really get rid of it. It's always a problem. And once it's there, you're kind of in trouble. So we will cut little holes in our fabric out here. We'll plant our plants. We will have T-posts and a wire. A 6-foot wire fence will be up here, and then we'll grow up the fence. And then we will mulch the bases of the plants so there is no dirt exposure at all. So let's take, and there it is. So we've got, this is one roll of 300 feet by 6 feet wide. And we've made some great progress. I have another roll we're about to lay down right here. So get busy, lady. Start rolling it out. Let me get my, where's the landscape pins? There they are. So we're pinning it down with these wonderful long, these are 8-inch pins, rounded over. They're a little easier to pull out of the ground. You definitely want to save those when you pull your fabric up. If we pull the fabric up, it may be easier just to pull plants in the fall, pile them and burn them, and leave this down, and never, ever take it back up. That's something we'll consider come fall. All right. Do you have any pins at all? No. Get over here. All right, pull it tight. You gotta pull that corner. Pull tight, pull tight, pull tight.
I need you to put your phone away.
I'm videoing. All you gotta do is pull tighter. Okay. Let's pet it. Do more. Do your snowman. Oh, that's a lot of square footage. So we need to get some more pins. We ran out of the fabric pins for this southern edge. We're going to run up to the store and get more of those. We're going to get some dirt for the raised beds over here. So on the end, what is going on over there? Oh, that's Poppy. She's a silly girl. Poppy Jean. Poppy Jane. So we did a folded over edge. Garden slopes a little bit here, so it's not quite square. As you can see, the curve. And we're thicker on the end wrap. But instead of having frayed ends all along as the fabric ends, when you come along with a mower, you tend to hit those and suck them into the mower if you mow anywhere close to it, and you shred them and it looks like crap over time. So we took one full width, cut it in half the long way, and laid it down here. And what I did was I took the top part that's running this way, folded it under the piece that's under it, and then we pinned it down along the edge. That creates kind of a defined, clean line with no fray material that can get caught up in the mower, caught by the weed eater or whatever. We end up using for edging. We've talked about doing some actual real edging around this, and that remains to be seen. If we end up leaving this for a couple of years, maybe we'll come back and put a metal edge up. That way it'll keep a real clean finish look around it on at least 3 sides. So looks good. Real pleased the way it turned out. We've got at least 2 more sections we can lay down, completing probably from there out to about here. But we got to go get more pins before we can do that. $50 bags of topsoil, 8 bags of manure. How many mulch? We got 40 mulch.
60 bags. Why you gotta record them? It was 60 bags.
60 bags of dirt.
Yeah.
60 bags of dirt, 8 bags of manure, 40 bags of mulch, paved stones, fence wire, 8 bags of river rock, and T-posts.
And what did we go to Home Depot for today?
We went to Home Depot to get more of the push pins for the fabric over there. And we didn't get them. We forgot them. Oh, but we got all this. And the most the Jeep has ever pulled, at least 1.5 times over gross suggested weight limit. I figure we pulled home probably 5K in weight.
This is why you don't go to the gym.
Wow.
You don't need to.
Yeah. Moving these bags twice. Nobody at Home Depot to help load. The day we go and go insane, nobody there to help load. But man, they look good. I cannot wait to plant my herbs in here. I'm gonna do some cucumbers in here. If I got room, I might even throw some peppers in here. It looks good. The wisteria is just about to bloom. It's gorgeous.
Did I show them the snowball bush?
I am not walking back to the snowball bush. All right, check it out. Got basil, cilantro, summer savory, blue sage, which is my absolute favorite. If you've never smelled the flower of the blue sage, you haven't lived, because it's the sexiest smell, I think, on the planet. Look at that flower. They're so beautiful. It's just a lovely, lovely fragrance. Pineapple sage is in the middle. You got blue and red together. Dill, thyme, and bay laurel. And this, when this gets tall, oh my God! And you're surrounded by oregano here, and you're surrounded by more sage and lavender over there. And you walk through this sidewalk. I mean, it's going to be almost orgasmic. It's going to smell so good. I mean, this is my kitchen garden. I have dreamt of this being completed for probably 1.5 years. I've wanted to build these beds, and it is finally done. I am ecstatic. This makes me so happy. Down here I've got some cucumbers. I got some national picklers, some straight 8, and some munchers. I don't know, 6 on this thing might be excessive. We're just gonna see what happens. And if it gets crowded, I'll either prune, or I'll put another upright right here and take these 3 over this way. At any rate, I'm going to have enough cucumbers this year to make a crap load of pickles. And pickles last year, everybody wanted my pickles. The pickles were so popular at the market. And the crime of it was, I didn't grow the cucumbers. My friend Brooke, she grew all the cucumbers. Mine failed back in the garden over there. And she had so many pickles she didn't know what to do with. I'm sorry, cucumbers. And I said, bring them to me, I'll pickle them. And I bet I sold 20 jars of pickles last year. So here we got, this is parsley. Beautiful flat leaf Italian parsley. Chive. More parsley, different variety of flat leaf. Dill, I think. Nope, this is cilantro. That's cilantro. That's another flat leaf parsley. That looks like fern leaf dill. Nope, that's a different variety of cilantro. Interesting. I got a lot of cilantro. But you can never have too much cilantro when you're making salsas for the canner. These are rosemaries, and they are slow growers, but you don't ever need a lot of rosemary. Today we thinned out the beets a little bit, but I'm going to let these get bigger, and I'm going to take the ones that we pull out to thin, and And we're going to bag up the beet greens and sell them and or eat them because beet greens are delicious. We thinned the carrots out and we thinned out the icicle radish. They look a little rough. That's a black-eyed Susan right there. So that's it. That was a hell of a lot of dirt, an extreme amount of weight on the trailer. Mulch is here for her projects. And I've got my pavers that are going to go right here and river rock on the trailer. The roll of wire is going to be for the vertical uprights for the tomatoes to grow on out here. In the rectangle, I can't believe we went to Home Depot specifically to get the pins for the fabric. And we came home with all that stuff. Didn't bring the pins home. Totally forgot about them. I go to the local hardware store tomorrow and I'll get some. I don't know how many square feet this is, but it's big. And it's going to be, this whole section will be tomatoes. We're planning on 300 tomato plants. And we're keeping it to a pretty limited variety. Last year we had a lot of weird different stuff. And you see different varieties die off too quick. So we made some serious decisions about doing the fabric this year. And I think it's going to be a real benefit. And not mixing a lot of different variety of heirlooms, which can kind of be weaker sometimes or more prone to disease. And so we're going to go more with some of the hybrids and some of the heirloom hybrids like Cherokee Purple, Big Boy, Better Boy, Beefsteak, San Marzano, Roma, Lemon Boy. And there's a few other randoms that I grabbed that I know will do well. So this is going to be Tomato Rose. Over there in the grassy area here, we will get some more fabric down, or I'll end up doing some more tillage and turning that soil. And this will be peppers and okra and probably snap peas because I hate growing beans. There's so much work. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. This spring has been one of the most glorious, beautiful springs we've had. I mean, everything, look at this. Look at the fingers on this thing. Everything is just exploding this year. This bush is out of control. We planted this 2 years ago, and it was a little shrub. Planted this apple serviceberry 2 years ago, and it's 15 feet tall. And it's actually got berries on it right now. Oh my gosh, I just noticed. So these are the berries. Look at this. Let me zoom in a little. Let me see if I can focus. I don't know why we won't focus. There we go. So these are apple serviceberry trees, and these are the berries, and they are edible. It looks like I kind of missed. Some of these are coming ripe. These are really small. This is a juvenile tree. But I make apple serviceberry jelly. Look at that. I make apple serviceberry jelly with the apple serviceberries. And it's delicious. It tastes like cranberry and blackberry combined. These two trees are the ones I usually pick from. And I see berries. Maybe they're just now getting their grow on. Maybe they're feeling, they almost look like they're withered and dead. But I think they're just starting. So these flower white and they're glorious. Yeah, they're just starting. They're just growing. The service berries are growing. Yeah. It will be harvested soon. For jelly. Hi, Jake.
Look at the peonies.
Hi, Susan.
They're about to bloom.
Oh, the peonies are about to bloom.
They're so pretty.
Yep. It's a glorious evening.